We rank the episodes as Death Battle Season 8. Just that on today's episode of BrobusCast Death Battle Edition. Hi everybody, and welcome to another episode of BrobusCast. I'm your host, Brobuscus, and with me today is ZDogg.
I got nothing.
And Richard.
To infinity and beyond.
Fair enough. Before we get started, you might notice we're not exactly the most energetic. It is currently midnight when we're recording.
Yeah.
So, whoops.
It's like 11:08 where I'm at.
Yeah, but we needed to get this done, and really there wasn't going to be any other opportune time this week or whatever, so yeah.
Yeah, that and I just got home from work 2 hours ago, and just like Tobey Maguire, my back is acting up.
Yeah.
It's a
But
Spider-Man,
hey,
it's a Spider-Man 2 joke.
Yes,
Yeah,
Spider-Man 2 joke.
Okay.
But hey, we're still here, and we're ready to rank this season.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because we did it last year.
We did it last year, and we're doing it again, because why not?
Yep.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, too bad.
Too bad. We're doing it anyway. I mean, the most they could do is just not watch it, but that'd be... Don't do that. Please watch my stuff.
Yeah. Yes, agree. Fuck it, we'll do it live. We'll do it live.
Okay, so
got
for this
2 more months till Death Battle comes back. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So for this one, I'm gonna have a bit of a different layout because I'm gonna have that ranking template, 4 of those ranking templates on screen. So one side will be my list, and then one of them will be ZDogg's list, one will be Richard's, and then the last one will be just the combined one.
Yeah.
Yes.
That way I don't have to deal with incredibly small text showing off uncombined lists at the end of the podcast, because that does not look very great.
Nope.
So yeah, we're doing this instead. I don't even know if this will look that great either, but we're doing it anyway.
Because we need to somehow make some kind of Death Battle content to make up for the lack of Death Battle new content coming out.
It wants to appease the algorithm, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the rules are all the same. I'm going by golf rules. So
yes.
The higher the less they score on the list, the higher they are. Although this time, to prevent ties, which we did have a couple.
I figured we would. Did I come in? Did I create?
It's us.
To prevent them, I basically I did what lads did, and basically went okay, so these 2 episodes tied. Which one did 2 out of 3 of us like more?
Oh, that's clever. Well, lads, literally.
Yeah.
They're probably going to kill us for stealing their shit.
Hey, to be fair, they probably stole it off of another podcast. I don't know.
That's true.
They probably stole it off.
Billy.
They probably stole it off a podcast that no longer exists.
Billy.
I'm not hinting at something at all. What are you talking about?
Billy did steal his current podcast from a podcast that me and Jaru and Mate used to do, but then we stole that from a podcast that me and Mate used to be a part of. In case Jaru.
We're all friends here. Come on.
We're all friends here.
I know. Friends steal from each other all the time.
Yeah, we're all super chill with the lads, so I don't think they actually care if we do this.
Yeah.
No, but Billy will probably bust my balls anyway, and it's cool. I've got unbustable balls.
Yeah, whatever.
That's not a sentence. That was a sentence. Anyways, let's get into this ranking.
Yes.
So yeah, this list is going to be interesting because
Oh gosh.
this is a very interesting season.
Indeed.
To say the least, it is.
I'm just gonna get this out of the way. I don't know if I can speak for ZDogg or Richard on this, but I personally don't believe there is a single bad episode this season. So
No. I mean, the lowest I can say about the episode this season is that it's boring, or just part of it is bad. No, yeah.
but not the whole
I
thing.
would have to echo what ZDogg said. I mean, the most I would go is it's painfully mediocre, but it's not bad or
Right, but
because
that's
okay. Bad means that the episode was unwatchable or it was straight up season
Painful.
1 levels of
painful to watch.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, the most pain I felt was from the jokes. So yeah, no, I don't really think we had a bad episode this season. We just had some lows.
Yeah.
Indeed.
And for me at least, most of the lows were just because I wasn't too invested. It was just like this just isn't an episode for me, and that's really it. Like, that's nothing against the episode. That's just a me thing.
That's just how it is.
Yeah,
how it is.
It's funny that there was only one episode this season. This past season, I wasn't invested in.
Yeah, and I mean, I know it's. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I was gonna say I know. Obviously, you shouldn't really have to say this, but obviously, this is our opinion. If you disagree, whatever.
Make your own freaking list.
And also this list, and also this season was really hard to rank. Get off our backs.
Yeah, no, trust me out there. You motherfuckers don't know how hard it was to come up with the goddamn top 5. You know how hard it was?
Yeah, that sounds tough. Yeah, coming up with the top 5 for this was tough. Yeah.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm not even sure if I don't know how long of my ranking is gonna stay. It's just this is how I'm feeling in the moment of when I wrote it down. So
yeah, because I'm gonna be because like for me, I'm gonna be coming back to these episodes for a video coming up later. So my entire ranking could be completely flopped for all I know. But this is just what we're going with. So okay,
let's start it off. We've delayed it long enough.
Yep, let's get started. Number 16 got 45 points. Got number 15 on all of our lists, which is hilarious.
Yikes.
Feel the wrath of Shao Kahn. Flawless victory.
Oh boy!
Yeah, I kind of figured.
Has this episode improved since we talked about it?
A little bit.
A little bit, not by much.
I don't hate it. I don't hate how it looks as much.
The nicest thing I said about it was it's better than Batgirl versus Spider-Gwen.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it is. Honestly, what I said before, about this episode, I think still stands in that this has some of the Blender team's best aspects and the effects and whatnot. Visually, this fight's pretty good. Obviously the environment is a little weird, but I've come to just live with it.
There's some decent choreography moments.
Yeah.
They clearly were able to rig it a little better than the aforementioned bad SFM fights.
Mm-hmm. The problem, though, is that their worst aspects are also present in this fight, and it's more of a prevalent aspect. You know, for two fighting game characters, the actual fighting is not very good.
It's bad.
No, it's not. We said it before, and we'll say it again. This team's weakest aspect is doing hand-to-hand fighting combatants.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, to be fair, I can say they've improved on their hand-to-hand, but
A little bit, but
is it enough for me to want another one from this team? No.
No.
Please stop.
Like if they're gonna keep improving, sure, but like as of now, just they're not.
And if they're gonna keep improving, they should keep improving on their own. Like not making another death battle.
You don't have anything to prove to us. You know, you shouldn't even prove anything to yourselves that you can do it. It's just you guys have shown this is really not your skill set. You absolutely killed it with the more fantastical characters that use swords, magic, and a bunch of other cool stuff. But you know, hand to hand, it's just not your thing, and that's okay.
Yeah. Which I mean, sorry, go on.
I will say, all qualms with like the fighting aside, I need to give a huge shout out to Philip Sacramento, for being freaking wonderful as Akuma.
He did absolutely great. Yeah.
He was the main highlight and main best part of this whole episode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
No offense, Gianni. You did your best. Gianni was fine.
Johnny was fine. I think he's been getting a bit too much flack for the role. He wasn't amazing. I probably would have casted someone else, but
Yep.
Yeah,
best he could.
It's not that bad.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's a meh fight. It's not too bad. Like, it's definitely not the worst thing I've ever seen. And I'd still probably argue it's better than their other episodes, but granted, those are old episodes, so that's probably why.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Overall,
well, okay. I can't agree that this was better than Shao Kahn versus M. Bison. I'm sorry. Like, I'll agree it's better than Akuma versus Shang Tsung, but I will never in good conscience admit to the other one because Kahn versus Bison still holds up pretty damn well today.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. For me, just overall, I just kind of find this really disappointing overall. And then that kind of blows.
Yeah.
Especially I wanted this fight and these two to come, well, at least Akuma to come back for a while, but what are you going to do?
Oh, well.
Here's hoping for a third return, and maybe when we get Akuma back for a third time, maybe it'll be in sprites, because sprites really were the best way to go for this.
Alright, moving on. Number 15. With a total of 42... Oh, I should probably mention... Yeah, I already did for Akuma vs. Shao Kahn. Okay,
yes.
My brain. Okay, number 15. Sorry. With 42 points.
Never surrender.
Oh my gosh. I won!
Really? Dang.
Man, number 15. Wow.
I mean, I mean, I can't really complain considering I'm one of the people who rank this really low. But
Yeah, we all ranked this one pretty low. You guys both put it at number 13. I had it at the bottom of my list.
really,
Oh, okay, so it's your fault.
Yeah, it's my fault. Look, I just wasn't. Look, this fight just didn't click with me. All right, it just.
I mean, that's fair.
It's a solid.
Yeah.
It's a solid enough fight. Like, it's well animated. The voice acting is superb. The music's pretty bopping. It's all good stuff. I just wish it was with different characters.
Fair. I started with the universes really feel good. No, I really like it, but yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, I just wish it was with characters I was more invested in. That's really the only thing that bogged it down for me.
Okay. Go ahead.
Like, I've said it before. Like, if I don't care about the characters or I don't have any stakes at hand, I'm probably not going to be as engaged with it because, like, well, I don't care about these characters, so why should I care what happens to them? And the episode didn't really do much for me to like shake that feeling. The entire time I was watching it, I was like, "This is fine. This is okay."
I can kind of see where you're coming from. I will admit, I was a little too forgiving of this episode, and at the time, but looking back on it now as it's settled, I can say that this is still one of the weaker potential fights. Like, this had so much potential to be what I wanted it to be, but it just didn't. And the list of problems it had behind the scenes that I don't want to regurgitate kind of show that, well, maybe it was probably best that we either didn't get this episode at all, or it would have been pushed back to another season. But it exists. It's harmless. I like it as a huge Steven and Star fan. It does somewhat justice to the characters.
Yeah, from what I understand, they kind of focused a bit too much on Star's sadistic side.
Yeah, like that is the reason I was hesitant to say it does complete justice, because
like I was watching Max and Mate's discussion on this episode, and the way Max put it, and he's a Star fan, the way he put it is basically take like Nora from Ruby, and basically make her end of analysis clip be that scene from Volume 1, like, we'll break his legs, without any context whatsoever, and basically have her be treated like that throughout the fight, and you basically got what happened to Star.
Fair.
You're not wrong, and neither is he. Again, I made it vocal that I really was not a fan of how Star was portrayed in both analysis and in the actual fight. Again, fucking cupcake Diamond Blast. Are you serious? That's your idea of cheering him up? It's like, forget it. Steven, more or less, was still in character, aside from the opening bit. But, other than that, I don't know. This is just one of those fights where maybe I'll put it on if I'm bored. But, yeah, I do agree that it is probably best it didn't crack the top 10.
I mean, I kind of, I'll be honest, while I was doing my rewatch of the whole season, I kind of wanted to rank this a bit higher, but just, I don't know,
Season's tough on you.
Yeah. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this episode. I think.
Oh no!
Like everyone else has said, it's harmless. It's just, I just like the other ones more.
Yeah. Yeah, it's harmless fun. I just wish it was with different characters.
Yeah.
Pretty much it.
I just wish they would have done better, but it's a miracle that, hey, to some who did enjoy this episode, to them it's a miracle this fight even happened at all, because been a long time coming for Steven Universe to be in Death Battle, and Star was pretty much, this was her only opponent that she was ever going to get. There's
Lord
no one
knows
else.
we need more cartoon characters on this show.
For real.
Absolutely. We did. So yeah. Just hoping the next time they do a cartoon on cartoon character, it's better than this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or next time they bring in a Steven Universe character.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay, next. Number 14 with 41 points, one short of Steven versus Star.
The cream always rises to the top. Yeah. Oh, Dad! No! I ain't your daddy, kid. Bleh.
Wait a sec. If he's not your dad, but your dad is here and in red, then that can only mean...
Oh my god.
And
Wow.
yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh no!
Gosh, that.
All right, so this one ranked 13 on my list, 12 on
12.
ZDogg's list, and very bottom on Richard's.
Really? I mean, okay, I can't complain. Sorry. Sorry, I don't mean
No, it's okay.
to.
So the way I see it, I actually once again I'm gonna mirror what Max said. Is that this episode tries to do two things at once, and I think it does both of them relatively fine. It just should have been one or the other.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Like that's kind of how I view it. It's like we have two parts of this fight, and both of them they're fine, but
They just don't mesh well.
they don't mesh together. Like they try to do two different things at once, especially for such a short time frame. This fight is only 12 and a half minutes long.
Yes.
Yeah, they really.
And we are counting, and we are using the Rooster Teeth version of this, which gets rid of the ads. So yes, without ads, this clocks in at just 12 minutes. This is the shortest fight we've had in a long, long time. Like, probably, season 1, season 2, I believe?
Something like that.
Yeah. I'll just get this out of the way. It's at the bottom of my list because out of all of us, I was the most invested into this. I grew up with Macho Man Randy Savage, and I loved drinking Kool-Aid as a kid. And this seemed like a perfect match made in heaven.
I'm not gonna lie, right now I'm kind of suffering a Kool-Aid addiction. I have so much of it. I have so much of it right now.
I could go for a Slim Jim. God, I wish I had a Slim Jim. But I was very adamant that this episode be something special because it was the big 150, and the 100th episode kind of kicks this one's ass in terms of what it did. It had better animation, better voice acting, and overall it did something that
I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna agree to disagree on the better animation part. Just saying.
Okay, fair. Well, again, I prefer Blind Ferret over Rooster Teeth in this discussion, but regardless of that, I was just wanting this episode to be great because it had every right to be. It may have been selfishness on my part. I've talked about this with friends who agree with me. Is it selfish that I wanted this to be the best it could be? Absolutely. But that's only because we care. This is celebrating 10 years, and 150th episodes, and to find out that in the end, it didn't really feel like it cared all that much. It just cared enough. It's just not something I like, and I have never gone to watch this again. I probably won't ever come back to it, and that's sad because, again, there were good elements in it. It's like Brobuscus said, when you take two of these things, the whole boomstick dad storyline that they've been trying to pay off, and a traditional death battle, and you mix these two together, they don't mesh well, and they're not cohesive. It just feels like it's all disjointed.
And this is why, and I know I've been adamant about this, and the crew have been adamant about this, they need to do a Wizard Boomstick side series. Like a little short side series. Probably like 5-10 minutes long in length. I don't know how many episodes. Doesn't matter. Just talking about Wiz and Boomstick as characters and their friends. Like we could bring in Ringmaster, could bring in Dummy, could bring in Jocelyn. All of the Death Battle original characters, the OCs, if you will. They definitely need to do something like that. I know they've talked about it. There's probably a lot of different reasons why they haven't done it yet. Otherwise, what's stopping them?
Budget reasons are probably.
Yeah, budget, time. Yeah. So I get it, but it's something they probably should seriously consider. And yeah.
I mean, if I can be real for 1 second, if you enjoy, I've seen people who have enjoyed this episode. Hell, I talked to Ben himself along with other people.
Oh yeah, Ben is such a huge fan of this episode. And to be fair, all the credit to him. Actually, no, I need to really give respect to Ben. Not just because like he made it. He had a vision. He had an idea of what he wanted to do, and by Jove, he did it.
Exactly. Yes.
And even then, like he understands, recognizes, and acknowledges the fact that there are people who didn't like this episode, and he's totally okay with that.
Yeah, and
like
plus two. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
He is handling. I'm not meaning to interrupt here, but like he is.
No.
He is handling the response to this really, really well.
Because I was waiting to bring this out, and I hate that I have to bring this out, but this is officially the lowest viewed death battle of all time. This episode hasn't even cracked. Even after 2-3 months since it's been out, it's still stuck at over 800K. So it is kind of a bit of a failure, in the view count range.
I don't think people should have expected like such a high view count from this episode. It's a silly matchup. Like it's far from your mainstream episodes. So like compare this to like Steven versus Star or DIO versus Alucard or Madara versus Aizen, and you're just like, well, wow, this is definitely not going to bring in the views, but screw it, we're going to do it anyway.
Oh, okay. To be fair, to counteract that, I would say I would like to point out that the past silly episodes, DP versus Pinkie Pie and DP versus the Mask. Granted, this could just be because of DP himself, but point is that they all hit past the 1 million view count. So even then, I wouldn't say it's because this is silly. I just think the time, but I will agree, this just wasn't everybody's cup of tea. So therefore, it wasn't going to get those views.
Yeah.
They took a risk and it didn't work out for them.
That just happens. It's whatever.
Yeah. They props for them for trying at least.
Yeah, they're still proud of themselves for what they did. So,
and they should be.
Like, they wanted to experiment, and golly gee, they experimented, and I enjoyed it. I can't say it's a bad episode. There's a lot of things I super enjoyed about it. The claymation part, the voice acting was great.
The music was very good.
The music is very like, I could see people listening to that while like working out. It's that kind of track.
It is.
It's really good.
And
like
the actual
say what you will about the lore building, but like some of these characters are very charming. I actually really like the Mama Boomstick scene. Like I thought that was kind of charming. Helps that Barb was like the best casting choice ever. She was great.
Yes, absolutely. It was good to see the half that doesn't work did a good job of encapsulating and showing how much 10 years have passed with these characters.
Yeah.
I mean, try not to get emotion, to get kind of meta here for a second. We went from 10 years ago, we went from just having both these guys, a redneck and a scientist, be voices in the background, never seen them, to here they are in
now they're actual characters.
Whoa.
Exactly, yes. It's like, so in that aspect, that's another thing this episode does well. And again, Brobuscus has a great point. I respect Ben and the crew for what they did in achieving this episode, and I am very happy that they got to do it. It may not have been everyone's favorite, and the view count certainly shows it, but gosh darn it, I still love that they made it this far, and I really hope that, they continue.
Yeah. That said, and I have to bring this up because I have to stress again that this is Randy Savage, not Randall Poffo. If you're one of the people who harassed the team for your precious fictional persona of a real life wrestler dying, you can kindly take the thing out of your butt and go touch some grass.
I mean, I was just gonna say get the fuck off the internet, but that works too.
Tiki can tell you some like horror stories with that stuff.
They brought him back. Come on, whatever.
It's
Whatever.
Whatever.
Death Battle community once again makes me get a migraine. All right, we're moving on. All right, number 13. 38 points. Funny how all of our number 16s are so close together like this.
Still hiding behind this hideous mask, Tin Man? Let's show your true face the light of day!
Don't you see it? That mask is my true face. This power, it's like that of the gods beneath me.
Yeah.
Oh boy. The ultimate definition of a mixed bag. Some people love this episode and have placed it higher on their list.
Like
Some
me.
don't.
Like me.
Like you.
I ranked this one pretty high. Like this is the highest one on my list so far. I put this at number 8.
Jeez, somebody's generous.
I like this episode. I genuinely love this episode. I'm actually kind of upset that this one's so low.
Hey, I put it high enough, okay?
You put it at number 14. Don't give me that crap.
I could have put it at number 16.
Yeah, like ZDogg did.
Yep.
Exactly.
I should probably explain myself, shouldn't I?
I mean, probably, but
you're
not the only one who doesn't like this episode as much.
I'm going to, but yeah, I mean, I don't. hate it. I just am bored by it. I don't know, just
I don't know. I guess I'm one of the few people who actually likes how dialogue heavy this fight is.
I mean, it's
Okay.
fine. It just, I don't know. Just to me, it feels like it drags a lot of the time, and
Okay.
kind of boring overall.
Oh.
I don't know. It's kind of boring overall to me. I don't know. I'm just not as invested, I guess, as the other ones. I don't care enough to put it higher. I mean, like, in all technicality, Akuma versus Shao Kahn has a worse fight scene. I just am more entertained by that, plus the analysis stuff in Akuma versus Shao Kahn. So.
Okay.
Now
so I'm kind of the middleman here. I do agree. There are good aspects in this. The voice acting is very nice, even if they kind of had to add a filter to give Stephen Kelly that Dr. Doom sound that we all know and love.
Well, it's also just because he's wearing a metal mask.
That too. Voice engineering and voice and audio are hard, people. Okay, give them a break. Anyway, the animation is very nice. It is the first to explore an overall recurring thing that they're definitely going to continue in the future, and that is having sprites
3D backgrounds
with
look so nice.
Oh yes, they do. And this episode has some good stuff in it, like the back and forth with the dialogue, which I do agree with Brobuscus. I wanted that. I wanted these two to have an ego dick contest, and they did. Like, it's literally them just going back and forth on how my technology is superior. No, my technology is superior. And oh my god, the Man of Steel punch from Luthor, ironic but awesome. And the end death is so cool. The actual kill shot is hands down better than the first two episodes' kill shots.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
But I kind of am on the same way with ZDogg. The pacing for this episode is it's slow. Even though it's 3 minutes, it drags a lot.
Yeah.
Like, there are moments where it's slow, where it doesn't need to be, but then it's fast all of a sudden. It's very imbalanced, and I feel like, okay, maybe they could have taken more time to iron out the script to have this feel more natural. But, and plus two, it's like, well, I wasn't as invested in their analyses as I was when they were previously on Death Battle. It really didn't do anything for me, and I kind of feel like this episode was not the best DC versus Marvel fight to put on a season that celebrates 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, if it had been, say, the Atom versus Ant-Man, then maybe it would have been better, but it's Lex Luthor and Dr. Doom. There really isn't going to be that much people who are invested.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. Well, whatever. you guys can have that, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I went into this well, but like, I'm not saying like there's absolutely nothing bad about this episode. There's absolutely some great things, but well, okay. For example, I freaking love the Superman exchange, and the death is. I really like how the death is executed. But like, What?
Yeah. No. Well. Okay. Last bad thing to point out. I don't like the track. Apex of Doom is.
I was actually gonna comment on this. I'm actually going more to like the track as the time's gone on. Especially, I think there's a lot of scenes in the fight that I just think wouldn't work as well if the music didn't go the way it did.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, okay, the track itself is not good to listen to, but I do agree that it fits better. So that's what I meant. I don't like how the track is by itself. By itself, it's boring and it just doesn't do anything for me. It's very generic and it's trying too hard to go with these characters that I just feel like, yeah, this is probably something that is best that I don't listen to on my own.
I'd say give it another shot.
Maybe.
Never.
Alright, fine then. Be that way.
Look, I have picky taste.
Also, the Lex Warsuit sprites are reskin Dire Man sprites, and I just think that's funny.
Yeah,
That is fine.
that'd be really fun.
Alright, whatever. Enough of the soapbox on a Marvel vs. DC fight. Let's get on the soapbox about the next fight. Because number 12 is the useless one. The worthless one. This one has 35 points. This one got number 11 on my list. Got number 14 on ZDogg's list, and got number 10 on Richard's list.
Wow. This is awkward. I think that kind of tells you, like, how individually we feel, but we're still gonna explain it anyway.
Yeah.
Long story short, the fight's fine. Like, there's nothing inherently wrong with it. I just don't think it needed to happen. That's really it for me. I just, like... It's like, yeah, this fight's cool, I suppose, but, like... Why?
Okay. I put this... It made the top 10 simply on its animation, voice acting, and soundtrack. Everything else was just kicking a dead fucking horse that was already dead. This fight didn't need to happen, shouldn't have happened. It was just something we all saw coming. This season had a lot of stomp fights, but I would argue this is by far the worst of them all, because you just had a character who couldn't even take off a fucking body part against another character who was literally a goddess. So you were automatically getting Storm's gonna win vibes immediately, and they didn't even try to hide it.
No, they didn't hide it at all.
Yeah.
Watch Storm's analysis for like 1 minute, and you're like, all right, Storm wins.
Yeah.
Once you get to that like cloud covering the Earth feet, it's like, all right, game over.
Whoops.
Yeah.
The end.
I mean,
Storm wins.
I mean, okay.
I mean,
well,
Cora was gonna lose regardless. Like, no matter who she fought, she was probably gonna lose anyway.
But at least with the other two, she would have had a chance to at least do something.
Yeah.
Significant.
Still, it took a concept that I thought was really, really freaking dumb and turned it into something that's actually kind of enjoyable. So honestly, I consider it a win.
It's fine. There's nothing harmless about it. I just prefer the other ones more.
Yeah. No, I mean,
it's a why matchup that doesn't answer the question of why.
No, and I still disagree with them saying, "Oh, we put it here because we wanted to do it." It's like, okay, but that's not a good enough reason. I'm sorry. It's like, I will still disagree. I think they just did it because it was probably easier for them to do Korra versus Storm instead of having to make a race fight or run the risk of pissing off the entire Infamous fan base by having it be
having Delson before Cole. Yeah,
exactly.
That would have went so well.
This was probably the safest bet. They literally took no risk.
I'm sure there are people out there who absolutely love Delson, but I'm just saying, like, them doing him before Cole would have been an absolute sin.
Exactly.
For real. Good gosh.
They don't want to repeat the first episode of season 1. Where they did Boba Fett before Luke Skywalker. You just don't do that.
All right, next one. So Next 2 episodes are tied, but again, which one did 2 out of 3 of us like more? Mate, I'm so sorry. I really tried.
Number 11 isn't bad. Sorry, go ahead.
This one got 27 points. Number 4 on my list. Number 11 on ZDogg's list, and number 12 on Richard's list. Mate, I'm so sorry. I really tried.
I feel a little bad myself because I wanted to put this a lot higher. It's just sorry.
Yeah, no. Okay. I guess me and ZDogg. Okay, I'm not apologizing for anything. It's my opinion. Nate and I are cool. We've expressed that. So this is not anything to do with that.
Yeah,
obviously. This is just what. Yeah, me and ZDogg. Okay, me and ZDogg are on the same wavelength here. This is about whether or not we enjoyed the episode.
I mean,
not about.
That's fair. That's 100% fair. Like If I based this just on how much Mate enjoyed it, I would have put it at number 1. But that's just not happening.
Oh, absolutely.
No, yeah, absolutely. No.
Obviously, we're gonna have differing opinions. So, like, he's gonna love this episode, like, for ages.
Yeah, so he's dead.
Like, yeah. So, like, this episode succeeds off that alone.
Yeah, no.
And honestly, even outside of that, I honestly think this fight is super overhated. Like, people really need to get off.
I agree.
Really need to get off the. People really need to simmer down on this one. It is not.
Okay.
It is not that bad.
No. Okay, let me tag in here. Okay, this episode, I put it above for the longest time. It just didn't click with me. It was probably my lowest episode when the first half started, and again, I didn't hate it as much. I'm not one of those assholes that said, "Oh, Rooster Teeth buys this or that." No, fuck that. I don't do that. I did not enjoy this episode. I enjoyed this episode in some parts, but it is not an overall enjoyable or favorable episode in my opinion, simply on the grounds that, okay, I did not think the animation was perfect, was at a good pace. I feel like the pacing is all over the place. It's either slow or it's very fast-paced. It's very much a similar issue I had with Lex versus Doom, except now it's present here when these two characters need to be very fast-paced. Whatever. I did enjoy the actress who portrayed Mikasa. I was not a fan of them reusing dialogue for Blake. Again, to this day, we still don't know.
Yeah, we still don't know the whole story behind that. She is credited, so I'm gonna count it. And it's counting for my voice actors video, which yes, I am making another one for anyone wondering. Yes, I am making another voice actors video, and yes, Aaron Zek will be a part of it.
Yes.
She's credited, and we still don't know the whole story, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just count it anyway, because why the heck not?
Yeah, no, exactly. I hated the Whiz and Boomstick stuff in this episode. I felt like this episode brought it. Like, okay, a fart joke. Are we serious?
I don't like that at all. I'll be real.
It's like that right there. Anybody who says, "Oh, haha, that's funny," it's like, no, it is not funny. It was not funny the first time. Wasn't funny the other times they did it. It really shows how cringy the writing got for these two. And I wasn't really clicking with the models. I appreciate Blake's model is the same model, but it looks like a toy. It looks like its head's just gonna pop off. It just doesn't look right to me. But I get why. I think they did that intentionally because they had to create that Mikasa model from the ground up. And by God, it looks good from what it got.
Yeah.
That, and I hated the end death. I'm sorry. The end, I do agree with you. This is by far the weakest end death I've seen, and that is saying something when, King Yoda versus King Mickey also had a weak death. But
are you really gonna continue to call him King Yoda?
I'm sorry, it's a thing. It's a tick. Even when Yoda versus King Mickey had a weak death, it managed to make it feel grand and very suspenseful, and it felt good. Here though, it wasn't animated properly, and that just bugged me. But other than all that, I still love the fucking track. Thunder Shroud
is amazing.
amazing.
Absolutely.
Oh, so good. I listened to that on repeat.
It's very good. Yeah, it's the best thing to walk around. So yeah, overall, as time went on, I learned to just accept this episode as it is. Because really, when I get right down to it, this matchup was not meant for me. Blake is not my favorite character of RWBY, and I have not gotten into Attack on Titan.
I haven't either.
Yeah, and it's not like this episode really made me want to go do that. So, yeah, there you go. It's not a bad episode. It's not even mediocre. I put it above the other ones because it really just grew on me just ever so slightly. So, yeah, again, if you like it, and if you're like Brobuscus, your only mate, Cease Dinner, and all of the others, that's good. I'm glad you guys got it. And, hey, good on you.
Before we move on, I do want to comment real quick on the frame rate.
I was gonna tag in ZDogg.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, ZDogg, you can get tagged in now.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, even though I didn't rank it that much higher, I do think this episode does get a little too much thing. Although, I can agree the fart jokes and Mikasa's segments were a bit, I didn't like them I didn't hate them, but I also didn't like them. I did like the ending, though, with the anticlimactic thing that Boomstick did. I don't know. I just have a lot of fun with. I do enjoy the action in this fight. It was fun. I liked how they used their abilities with Gamble Shroud and the dust swinging around. It was really cool. Frame rate. I mean, I know you're gonna get into this next, but
yeah, I'll get into it.
The frame rate was a bit off. I can't agree not liking that. I don't know. There's nothing wrong with this fight. I do like it a lot. I do think it gets a little too much shade, and. I mean, admittedly, I do think I am a bit more lenient on this episode because it was Mate's Most Wanted. Same reason I'm a bit more lenient towards Zuko versus Shodoroki than everyone else. It's because Aizen really wanted it. I'm a bit more both of them like their episodes, and that's good. That's what if someone's most wanted can please them that much, that's all.
Mate got sent merch.
Yeah, Mate got
merch. This was Mate's matchup. There really is no way of us being subtle. It really was his matchup, but
he got shouted out on cast and on commentary.
Yeah, and I mean, I mean,
never let it be said that Death Metal doesn't care about its fans.
Exactly, and no matter how much people hate on this episode, the fact that Mate likes it, I think that's all this needs for me to like it or not. No. At least not give it as much crap as everyone else has.
Yeah. And hey, also to Mate, it was number 11, so there's that.
It could have been 5 other episodes, so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, trust me, I would have said something if Korra versus Storm outranked this one.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick comment on the frame rate. So it's a common misconception that the frame rate here was meant to be like a more anime style fight, kind of like how All Might versus Might Guy handled it. Actually, no, the frame rate was meant to reference Spider-Verse.
Yes, because. Ever since
Torian watched Spider-Verse before this, and he was like, "Yo, I'm inspired. I gotta do something like this." And then he did it.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
and this was his last, and this was officially the last fight he worked on. So,
R.I.P.
you know, yep, it is, and he has. So, I mean,
Still, he's
I don't.
credit to him. He is doing God's work right now. Going to work.
Oh
at,
yeah,
he went to go work at Respawn.
yes.
And he's working on Uncharted, which is nuts.
Wow.
Wait, the film in Uncharted
Yeah.
or the
The
oh
film.
shit?
Yeah, he's working on. He did work on the film. I don't know
Yeah,
what, but man, I was already gonna go see it, but now I really want to go see it.
Cool. Clap
I'm
for him.
side note. I'm super looking forward to that movie. I don't care what people say. I am super looking forward to this movie.
Good.
A huge Uncharted fan. Play these games. Anyways. All right, moving on. The episode that this tied with, number 10.
You cannot escape from death! 어머니 지옥행이다!
Hey.
Huzzah!
Cool. Okay, I'll be honest. That was way too. I think I was a bit. I was giving this episode way too much slack. This one slaps.
Yeah, so basically, this one and Blake vs. Mikasa both scored 27 points, but ZDogg and Richard placed this one higher on their lists than that episode. So basically, okay, so I ranked this one at number 14. I will explain myself. ZDogg had this at number 7, and Richard had this at number 6.
Gotcha.
You can tell just how weird this list is already, I
It's
imagine.
really long. I completely expected it though.
Yeah, this one's kind of a similar boat to Steven vs. Star. It just didn't click with me. I liked it more than that fight, and I also like it more than Akuma vs. Shao Kahn. But yeah, I don't know. It just feels like a more. I don't know. I guess it's just a more standard episode. It doesn't really do anything for me that's like, yeah, that was great. It's a death battle episode. It exists, and I like it. That's really it.
Yes. I enjoyed this episode very, very much, despite the fact that I had no stakes going into it. I didn't vote for anybody going into it, but holy hell, did this episode kick ass as a 2D sprite fight in the first half. I would say it's still one of the best, in my opinion. It had everything. It had great animation. The fact that they got appropriate culture voice actors to be in this is still so cool. And
That is a cool detail, yeah.
oh my god, how people have not praised Kings of Iron enough is beyond me, because this track is fucking dope.
It is really good. I will admit to that. Like, this track does slap. I think the thing that like bothers me the most. Okay, yes, it is cool that they got the culturally appropriate voices for both. Like, they got a Japanese actor for Heihachi and someone who does absolutely shattered English for Geese. I like that, but I still don't really care for the actual voice for Heihachi. It still just doesn't like click. Like, I think it's still way too high pitched. It sounds more like a generic old man than someone like Heihachi Mishima.
Yeah, Fair enough.
I don't know. It just didn't work for me. I've grown more. I've grown to appreciate the Geese actor more though.
That and hey, biggest praise I can give this episode. It gave us one of the best death battle memes, and we had a bunch of those.
Unpredictable.
Unpredictable.
Yeah, dear gosh.
Oh, that and holy shit! It started a skeleton trend death.
Yeah. And the death is great. I'll admit to that too.
That was amazing.
Yeah, even if the final impact didn't really kill it in the sound department, I feel like that could have been betterly sounded. But other than that,
Betterly
yeah,
sounded.
no,
That was English.
that wasn't English. Just
it
could have had a better sound. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think just short and sweet, I think, is just what this episode can be described as for me. The fights are not that long, but hot dang, there are a lot of cool moments in there. What they are with the fit in there is so good. And
when was one? Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I can't believe I didn't. Maybe it's just because I didn't really think much of it at first, but man, this is really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. And plus, dude, when was the last time you actually saw two combatants hug and show that they're out of breath? It's like exactly.
Yeah.
It's they didn't have to go hard with that detail, but they did.
I mean, to be fair, that's a pretty one-to-one nod to Heihachi's fight with Kazuya in Tekken 7. And I think at that point you kind of realize, I think Heihachi's gonna win this one.
Yeah.
Especially the entire fight was based. Geese got a lot of good stuff in, but man, this fight really paid a lot of homages to Heihachi versus Kazuya. Max even pointed this out. Once Geese uses the Raging Storm, it's oh well, okay, that's his best move, and it didn't kill him. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair.
I think Geese is losing this one.
But hey, it was cool.
It was a good one. I'm happy.
Yeah. And I'm very honored that it got this high, so that's good enough for me.
Yeah, and hopefully our opinions aren't too predictable.
That was bad. I'm
sorry.
That was bad.
Sorry, that one was good.
You keep
okay. I'm done.
You keep saying it's bad. That just makes it even more predictable.
Sorry.
All right, next one.
Brobuscus is I'm done. I quit.
It is 1 o'clock. I'm not dealing with this. All right, number 9 with 26 points.
Now it's your chance.
Let's mosey, asshole. Nothing to it.
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh.
All right. This one scored number 10 on my list, number 5 on ZDogg's list, and number 11 on Richard's list. So ZDogg, explain to us how you saved this episode.
Just I don't know how to explain. I just like it a lot. I don't know. Just there was a lot of.
It is a really good episode.
It's a really good episode. I don't know. I just like a lot about it. I like the analysis. The analysis, it's short but sweet, except for the intro. That one's bad.
Yeah.
I really like how the fight uses a lot of it. Their abilities, like how the four swords.
The fight
like,
really wanted to hammer. The fight really wanted to hammer in that. Yeah, this is composite link.
Yeah.
Yes,
like this man uses
not a lesson for that.
This man uses like the four swords, the ancient arrow, the invisibility cloak, the Song of Storms, the fierce deity mask. This man uses everything.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. I think ZDogg pretty much summed it up perfectly for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I may have put it at number 11, but if you go back and if you watch my ranking of the first half, I put this at number 5. You know, or I think I did. Yeah, I think I did. Point is, I put it in the top 5, and it was just like it felt good to finally see this matchup done with how they've done their episodes today. The animation was very good. It was a
There's
great
still a lot of
wallpaper.
There's still a lot of wallpaper shots. I still have yet to get them as wallpaper, but by Jove, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, my favorite bit really is the Four Swords link, and if you go and watch John Mitchell's storyboards, you'll see that he went hard with expressing the unique personalities these links have, and
very nice touch.
I loved that in this as well. And
yeah, all the links had different roles. Like the blue link was the main sword fighter, the purple link was the distraction, the
green link was the archer,
the long range fighter, and red link was the guy who set up the traps. It was great.
Yes, and
then they all just effing die.
Yes, but they have their own unique way of signing off. Like with Purple Link, obviously he gets sucked in. With Red Link, he's pissed off. And then with Green Link, he salutes us.
Yeah.
I served my purpose.
Yes,
I've served my purpose.
Also too, I had just watched the Final Fantasy film, and oh my god, yes, Advent Children got so much love in this episode, more than it did the first time, because the first time did this, they love Advent Children.
I think Ben made it a point to be like, yeah, you saw Advent Children, yeah, we're basically doing that.
Yes. Oh, and we got an Akira reference in this episode. Wait a minute. Oh my god!
We got an Akira reference, and now we're getting an Akira episode next season.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that was intentional, but I'm 100% saying that was intentional.
Yes, they knew.
Foreshadowing.
Love it. You love to see it.
Yeah. Yes. Also, the track itself is pretty damn good.
I love this track so much. I'm not even a super big fan of like either franchise, but like, holy crap! Anytime I listen to it, I'm like, there's a theme I recognize.
Yeah.
I also like. I think I need to go back and rewatch this episode because I had just gotten off of watching Max's Let's Play of FF7 Remake. I was trying to hold off on it, but I'm like, dude, there's no way I'm gonna play it anytime soon, so just screw it.
Yeah.
I'm like, and it's so good. It's so good.
Yes.
Essentially, I now consider myself a fan of most of these characters.
Yeah, no. Essentially, what I think I should... If you felt like... If you were part of that group that was understandably upset that they did not do justice to Cloud and Final Fantasy the first time around, then this episode is essentially a big redo, and, you know, again,
this episode gave me a lot of new respect for Cloud.
Yes, absolutely. It is probably one of my favorite 3D fights of the season, and again, good on them for making the return to Blender, which, kind of funny how we all thought this would be the first time they used Blender, but thanks to Ray. Turns out no, they had used Blender in the past, but whatever. Doesn't matter. This episode was arguably the best looking episode compared to the other one. That's not me referencing Link vs. Cloud 1. That's the other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, now I have no idea what you're talking about, but I don't want to know.
Akuma versus Kong. It's Akuma versus Kong.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
never mind. We're good. We're good. Okay. Moving on. Unless anybody else has anything to say, but I seriously doubt it.
No, it's good. Yeah,
Happy it made it up this high.
Can we next time? Can we get a Final Fantasy character that isn't from 7? I don't even care about any of the other Final Fantasy stuff. I just I want more variety in this freaking show. Okay, now that I got that out of the way. Next Final Fantasy fight should be Shulk versus Lightning. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Now that I said anybody aside from 7. All right. Now that I've sent Lightning haters to put a target on my back, let's move on. All right, number 8. We're at the halfway point.
Yes. Huzzah.
This one's got 25 points, one less than Link vs. Cloud.
This is killing me.
Get ready to feel the thunder!
Heart of the dragon, still fighting. Spirit of the dragon, lend me your power!
Come to Papa! That was so cool! Wait till Master Shifu hears about this!
Hey.
Oh, wow. Get ready to feel the thunder! Wow. Oh, man. Well, go ahead and say where we all ranked it.
All right. Well, this one is seriously my fault. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is your fault. How dare you?
All right. Number 12 on mine. Number 10 on ZDoggs, and number 3 on Richards.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, Richard super enjoyed this one, and I don't blame him. This is a good episode.
Yes. Then why don't you tell us why you put it so low, you bastard?
Because I like the other ones more. That's it. That's really it.
Okay.
I like the other ones more.
Fair enough.
That's yeah. This one had a really expressive post sprite. The fact that this is sprites at all is genuinely a miracle.
Yeah, for real. They pulled their stuff out.
Iron Fist is not treated like an absolute butt monkey, which is amazing. I still have yet to watch his Netflix show, so I don't know if it's. I still don't know if it's actually any good or not. I don't want to hear any more opinions on it until I finally get around to watching it. When that will be,
fair enough. But I will agree. Thank you, everybody at Death Battle Crew, for keeping that shit out, because I know they were biased. They hated the show, and I'm really afraid they were going to sneak it in somewhere. But thankfully, they didn't. They didn't even
use footage from the show, which is funny.
Well,
to me.
I mean. Yeah, no, I know, that is funny. But, hey, enough of that. This episode, by all accounts, it is one of the best episodes of the first half, and it is a miracle this fight is even here in this season.
I think the thing that does kill it for me, and it's not even that bad, it's just, it's something that does detract, is the soundtrack. I understand what they were doing, and in the fight it works wonders.
Yeah, but it's essentially what I brought up for Lex versus Akuma.
It is like one of the weakest tracks this season to listen to on its own, especially with how many like. I'm almost positive they made like change it, like it's like changed from the episode to being on its own. Like I'm sure they did some like different mixing to it or something.
No, I could tell that too. I mean, they went a little. I will agree that it was a bit too on the nose and too generic.
And it's too like it has too many like pauses for me. Like there's too many moments in the track for me to that are like it's just nothing. There's no sound at all.
I really think that I was really hoping they would use Everybody Loves Kung Fu Fighting as kind of an inspiration to give this track more beep and more pop, because again, even if you go back and you listen to the Kung Fu Panda soundtrack, the first one, it was more memorable than this track, and it's more or less doing the same thing. It's just it does it better, and I feel like that's what this track should have done. It should have done it better.
Yeah. But that said, if we're talking about audio, holy sweet mother of everything, Austin Lee Matthews, like this man deserves a raise.
Absolutely.
I mean, okay. Getting off topic here. The official Death Battle Discord server that I'm part of and Brobuscus is a part of is holding our annual Death Battle award ceremony, and I voted.
Austin is. I don't know if like at the moment the awards haven't happened yet, but I'm pretty sure Austin is at least a contender. I don't know if he'll win, but he's up there.
Yes, but I voted for this man because I believe he still is, in all of this season with these amazing voice actors and voice actresses, he is the best voice actor of the season, like hands down, because he just did a perfect impression / love letter to Poe as a character. Like, he was Poe. There really was no other way to say it. It felt as if Poe had come out of his films one more time to be in Death Battle, and it just, how can you not light up with a huge stupid grin on your face when you hear him?
Yeah.
I challenge you not to smile and like a kid listening to his voice, or laugh at his ridiculousness. It's so charming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
I always go to see like reactions to fights like this whenever there's a voice actor that like absolutely crushes it in their role. I'm like, all right, someone out there's got to comment on him, right? And I'm gonna look for reactions to this fight just to see how people react to how spot on Austin sounds as Poe. And either people have watched previews leading up to this, or really don't pay attention, because very few people actually commented on Austin.
I know. How dare you all?
Frustrating.
Yes,
I get it, but it's frustrating. Okay.
No, aside from, also too, Iron Fist's voice actor is fine, but to echo what Red Runner said, it was a little bit generic at the time, and unfortunately, it was just overshadowed. I'm sorry.
It's such a shame. It's such a shame because he actually did really freaking good.
Yeah, the chemistry is there. They're having fun. Like this, like I didn't want these two. I didn't want Iron Fist to die. I actually wanted these two to become friends.
Yeah. But this is a death battle. One of them's gotta die.
Yeah, no, and also, yeah, the action in this is very well done. The choreography, the fact that it has it is a giant love letter to the first Kung Fu Panda film and the third. with it being in the regular world and then in the spirit world. The hand-drawn stuff by Zach is very good.
Yeah.
Just everything about it is good. The only flaw I have with it is, actually, there are two flaws. One is for my boy Biff. They did not mention or reference Tai Lung by
That's amazing,
name.
guys. Come on. Okay, at least we got Chad saying it. I'm like freaking Mako and whatever.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count. It's like the fact that he was not referenced by name is a disgrace. How dare you, Death Battle? No, all seriousness, no. The other flaw is the death. I do not care for this death. It kind of. And another second flaw. This is a very serious one. Poe being out of character by saying, "I gotta go tell Master Shifu I murdered
that's
someone."
a little weird.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. Like, I can understand kind of.
I totally got what they were going for.
Yeah,
but it's just like, okay, you went too far. You went too far with it.
It's like there's a line here, and I think you just crossed it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's like, had that little issue had been ironed out, I think this episode would have been higher and also completely flawless, because it's essentially pitch perfect. But I
mean, I really got nothing else to say other than what you guys said, so I don't really know what to add. So,
it gave us our first DreamWorks character. Now you know what that means. Megamind's next.
Yeah, let's do that. I know exactly where you're leading at with that. Let's do it. I'm down.
Yes, come on.
Yeah.
It's like I no. Don't give me Shrek. Don't give me fucking Shrek. Give me Megamind.
Please don't give us Shrek. I would actually lose my mind if we got Shrek. I don't want that.
Why did we not Shrek before freaking Luffy?
No.
What a freaking child! I wouldn't mind seeing Shrek, but that would just be funny if we got that before Luffy. That's someone should make like a Twitter parody account, like on like how many characters got in before Luffy. Like,
what characters got in before Luffy?
Yeah, Justin Bieber got in before Luffy. Kool-Aid Man got in before Luffy.
That's just not fair.
Frickin' what else? Storm got in before. I mean, I guess Storm's not that bad, but still.
Storm's not that bad. Silver Samurai got in before.
Man. Yeah. Fucking Naruto got in before Luffy.
Hey, that's a decent segue, actually.
You almost had me there, you tricky bastard.
Nothing escapes my illusions, human. Know your place.
What a wonderful dance.
Well, Sean, you're most wanted, outranked your only mates. Congratulations.
Yeah, and I don't know how to feel about that. Anyways, this one got 24 points. Got number 7 on my list, 8 on ZDogg's list, and 9 on Richard's list. So this one's actually pretty close.
Wow.
This one we actually ranked around the same spot, which is interesting to me.
Indeed.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really good episode. It's almost kind of a similar thing with Steven vs. Stars. Like, I kind of wish this was done with different characters because I wasn't super, like, engaged with it. But I think this one does the job of, like, giving me a fight to enjoy a whole lot better.
Yeah. I kind of agree. We didn't really do a good job of conveying it at the time, and we said we would do a better job when it came to our rankings. So
Yeah.
here we go. I kind of echo what Brobuscus is saying. I was not invested in Madara or Aizen. I stopped off at I never finished Naruto Shippuden to get to Madara, and I never got that far into Bleach. So this was essentially not going to do anything for me. I had no stake in this, but I will say that this is probably another great penultimate episode. Really, it is. It's far better, and it's arguably in the top 5, maybe top 3 Naruto fights, because
for sure.
It goes
so good.
hard.
Yeah.
Like it's all over. There are 2 ways to just sum up this episode: illusions and fast-paced action.
Yeah, this action does not stop. Like,
Yeah.
it just
for
keeps
real.
going. Like, it's like this. Like, all right, so this guy does this attack. Oh wait, no, this guy does this move. Like, oh wait, no, this guy does this move. Like, there is no stopping here. It's like,
Yes,
oh,
no.
right.
Now, that is a double-edged sword. That's a strength and a weakness. The weakness is you don't get to see them go through their There's build up to their transformations. It just happens. And
well, to be fair,
Aizen
has like 500 transformations, so we just kind of have to pick the ones that people recognize. And it's like, I know that form. Cool. That's really all they need to do.
Yeah, no. That and the sprite work for this it's very good. Like,
it's very
holy,
Extremely
yes.
good.
And oh god.
And again, I have to comment. Okay, I was mostly talking about Philip again. He absolutely crushed it as Aizen. But that is absolutely no shade whatsoever being thrown at Nicholas Angelilli, because holy crap.
Yes, which once again, welcome back, Nick. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Like, this man
managed
just
to get one in.
This man just does not cease to impress me.
No, and it was like his Madara performance. From what I heard and from what little I did look up of Madara, it's very well done. It does a good job of capturing the essence of what the actor had done. But once again, if Nick was just an impressionist like Austin, then that would be another story. But no, the man still manages to throw in his own unique quirks as well, especially the whole evil laugh thing.
That was so good. That entire scene was great.
It's like, god dang, these 2 are so fucking evil. I love it.
Yeah, just amazing to both. Yeah.
Yes, and oh god, no. Also, too, let's not even get started on the track.
Oh man!
My god!
I wish I could have gushed about this one more. I listened to this one so much after.
It is so good.
Man. It is amazing.
Brandon,
this is one of my favorite. This has to be one of my favorite tracks they've ever done. Like, it is so good.
It is absolutely tier.
Yeah, no, it's right up there with Mighty for me in terms of Naruto themed tracks. Like, holy fuck!
Like, I said this when we discussed this before, but like, I feel like this is like the best blend of like Dangerous Gaze, obviously, because there's leitmotifs of it in there. But also, like, I also got like Chaos Unraveled vibes from this.
I can definitely hear that.
And any track that gives me Chaos Unraveled vibes is a win in my book.
Yes.
All right, we need to calm down a little bit. OBS is...
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah, OBS had a bit of a derp there. We're good.
Okay.
Doing good.
Oh god, I actually want to go back and listen to the track now, because just talking about it makes me want to go listen to it. But yeah, no. It is. This. It may not have been the fight that we were invested in, but holy crap, I'm still glad we got it.
Yeah.
And just good on them for delivering it to us, because Yeah, no, it is, and good on Sean for getting his most wanted. He probably can go into better reasons to why it's good, better than we can.
Yeah, and he's super into it.
Yeah, for good reason.
Oh yes, really.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm sure like on the audio side of things, this is like literally nothing. But anytime I see OBS just like pause for a second and I see up top's like not responding, my heart skips a beat. I'm like,
nah, it's all good.
As long as it's not stopping the recording.
Yeah,
that's good.
which I highly doubt it because we had that problem. I think it was the last episode, and it was literally nothing.
Okay.
All right. I guess we should move on before OBS decides to just crash.
Oh boy.
Yep, we're almost there.
Number 6. This got 20 points, and honestly, this got way higher than I expected it to. And I'm really happy for that.
Holy shit.
No more armors, Tony. Just you and me. Man to man.
Well, man to genius billionaire playboy. Maybe just one more. Model 58, the nano armor. Snuck it into your body back on the watchtower. Friday, initiate self-destruct. Friday, I could really use a drink.
Awesome.
I'm actually really happy this got as high as it did because so many other people rate it so low, and I'm like, oh, come on. I know it's a very personal episode for me, but like, come on, it's not that bad.
Yeah. Well, speaking of rankings, where did we all rank?
Yeah.
You're wondering.
So I put this one at number 3. Again, this is a very personal episode for me.
I think. Never mind. Sorry.
ZDogg had this at number 9. And Richard had this. Where it is? Okay, he had it at number 8.
Okay.
So clearly I am the reason why this episode got so high, and I take full responsibility, and I am running with it.
Fair enough.
Because I love this episode.
Yeah, it's good. That's
They should have done this. This should have been the third Batman episode. It shouldn't have been the 4th, but other than that, just
pretend Captain America's fight didn't happen, and
well,
all
I was
right,
actually trying.
and all is right in the world except for with Cap because he needs an episode.
Yeah. Oh, God, yes. Come on, do Captain America versus Deathstroke, you bastards!
Or Guile. Guile works too.
Yeah, Guile works too. Anyway, no. So this is arguably the best DC versus Marvel fight of the season. Let's get the elephant.
It's only competing with Lex and Doom. So I mean,
yeah, no. And yes, let's get the damn bat out of the room. Yes, it's Batman's 4th episode. Oh, boo-hoo. Oh, God.
It's the Hellbat. That makes up for it.
It doesn't. Trust me. Just watch. When the Batman who laughs, which is an amalgamation of both Bruce Wayne and the Joker, when he gets in, everybody's going to be pissed and say, Batman for the 6th time?
Okay, they're not going to be like... I think people are going to complain because it's the Batman who laughs.
Yeah, who's basically God.
Worst thing ever.
I love the Batman who laughs. I freaking
hate the Batman who laughs. Anyways, this episode has nothing to do with him, so it's fine.
No, it's the overall point of people were not happy Bruce Wayne is back again, and I understand that. I get that, but oh my God, who the hell cares when at the end of the day, this was a fight that we should have gotten, and I'm glad they finally did it.
Yeah, so am I. And I was dreading this fight going into it.
Same here. Me and Brobuscus were both dreading it for our for the obvious people we were rooting for. I was dreading it because I was hoping that Batman would be the first character in Death Battle to be 2-2, and just wanting him to be done justice, and whatever the hell they did to him the last 2 times he was in. And then Brobuscus was.
And I was the opposite. I wanted Iron Man to win so freaking bad.
Yeah.
And the fact that this is the episode that I went back to doing reaction videos with, I think that kind of elevates my opinion even further.
Oh yeah, no.
Granted, that reaction video is not that great. Don't watch it. But,
I don't think so.
It's the audio balancing. It's really bad.
Fair enough.
But the actual reaction is that's another story entirely. The audio balancing is so bad.
Yeah.
But no, I super love this fight.
Yeah, no, there's
Iron Man.
There's only one. Good.
Iron Man was done super well. Batman was done super well too, but I'm obviously more into this for Iron Man.
Yeah.
I super enjoyed him in this fight. Seeing like the Iron Legion come out, that was sick. Reagan, holy crap, the dude is super underrated in the role.
Yeah, oh, he is.
He did so well, and that's no shade towards Gianni either. He did great as Bruce.
Yeah, no. Which again, how crazy was that Gianni voiced Batman of all people? Like, that was one that we legit were not expecting. Like, we had all these different ideas of who they could have gotten, but Gianni did a pretty good job. Hell, the dude was almost pitch perfect in some areas. But yeah, no, Raiden, he was good as Iron Man. Yes, he's not who we wanted it to be, but still, give this guy credit. You know, he did the best Robert Downey Jr. impression he could.
Although, with the benefit of hindsight, I think I know pretty well why they didn't get the guy we were expecting, but I'm not going to talk about that. Okay, that aside, also people rag on Suit Yourself way too much.
Really?
I know.
think it's good.
Dude, this check is awesome, and I'm seeing people be like, I don't like this check that much. I'm like, huh?
Then you have no taste. I'm sorry. If you don't like an AC/DC inspired theme song, then you just have terrible taste. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not that crazy about it, but I do still like it at least a decent amount.
That's good enough.
I see people say they outright hate it, so, you know.
Yeah. I mean,
well, go ahead,
ZDogg. But
ZDogg, you need to give some thoughts on this.
Yes, I do. I mean, it's not. I don't know. It's just middle. I mean, I did put it at number 8, so like I do think saying it's very middle of the road is about right for me. Like it does a lot of things right. I mean, but I'm not like overly crazy about it. So it's a well enough episode. I like a lot of the stuff about it. I like the voice performances. I like the analysis. I like a lot of parts from the fight, and I will kind of like Robust, because I will kind of hold this a little close to my heart, considering this is the first episode I did a reaction with my friend group of me, Chank, Sun, and Combo. So I will also hold this episode close to my heart because starting those has been a lot of fun. So overall, I'm not the craziest about it, but I do think it does a lot of stuff right, and yeah.
No. For me, everything there is a bit of pacing issues. It feels
I
like
will admit the fight's probably
should have been long.
Yeah, I will admit the fight's probably a little too short.
Yeah, that and no, sorry. What you call it? That and I don't know. I did not like that we did not get more of the Godbuster versus Hellbatsuit. The thing.
Yeah, the Godbuster went down a little too fast.
And it would have been nice. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the idea of Batman going hand to hand with Tony and really changing up,
that was
and
that was an interesting dynamic I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, and subversing our expectations. I like that. I really do. But it's like I wanted to see the Hellbat versus the Godbuster, and I wanted the kind of direness expressed on how if Bruce kept being in the Godbuster, he was getting closer to death and really. Yeah, sorry. It's almost 1 a.m, so excuse me.
It's fine. It's fine. We're all a little fatigued. It's okay.
Yeah, no, but yes, I would have liked them to increase that because again, that's one of the downfalls of being in the Hellbat suit is it drains Bruce's life force, and I really think we needed more of that. But other than that, everything is really good. I enjoyed it. The voice acting's good. Once again, the hand-drawn stuff is a bit good, even though I can kind of understand John Mitchell's complaints, because drawing the Hellbat suit was a pain in the ass, and, that thing has inconsistent sizes. I'm not even joking.
Yeah,
comic creators... The comic artist
it's either really
not decide.
It's either really sleek or really buff.
Yeah, legit. It's a nightmare. I love the track, and the end death is very good.
Yeah, I love that.
The death is really creative. I absolutely love it.
I showed it to my sister. No. I showed the fight to my sister, and the first thing she said when she saw the death was like, "Hey, look, that's like Iron Man 3," and I was like, "Yep."
Son of a bitch, Iron Man 3 him.
That was I was like, that's exactly what they were going for. So yay.
Yeah, huzzah.
That was something I was going to say, but I didn't want to interrupt people. What was it? Right. So I heard a complaint. I don't remember where I heard it from, but I've heard the complaint that whenever they do fights with returning combatants, there's usually that fear that if they do this character again, there's always that risk of them basically copy pasting what they said before, and basically it leaves you wondering, well, why bring the character back at all then?
Batman, Wonder Woman.
Yeah, exactly. Wonder Woman was the one. And I heard someone say they didn't feel that it was worthwhile for Batman. I'm like, huh?
Are you sure they weren't talking about Batman versus Black Panther?
Yeah. It's like, this is the episode that brings in the freaking Hellbat suit. I feel like that is enough of a difference to warrant him coming back.
I mean, you can't really get much different than him being... I mean, yes, maybe they could have also used his final Batsuit, which I know they probably couldn't do that because that's
a lot of work for not much payoff.
Yeah, no, so it's they've pretty much done every version. I mean, the only version of Bruce Wayne they haven't done it is when he's in the Batman Beyond suit. But even then,
that's so never gonna happen.
Yeah, no, nobody wants to see old man Bruce versus old man Tony.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. It is. It's honestly, it is. I mean, I was okay with it. I think this is the best time. This would have been the best time to bring him back, and especially since he has a big movie coming out this year, and actually, Iron Man's got nothing, so there's nothing there. I got nothing. But also too,
it's kind of hard for the biggest version of Iron Man to get something new right now, and I just made myself sad saying that. So thanks for that.
No problem. But also too, Ben. I swear to God, Ben, if you bring Batman back for a 5th time to fight Moon Knight, I'm done. I straight up will not talk about... I'm not talking about that episode. I refuse to be on a podcast, BrobusCast, talking about it.
Moon Knight's probably getting Azrael, to be fair.
Good, as he should. It's no, Bruce had a good run. 4 times, that's enough, and again...
Next one should be Flashpoint Batman.
yes,
Thomas
we
Wayne,
can
let's
have
go.
other. Yes, we can have other versions of Batman. We can have the Batman who laughs. We can have Flashpoint Batman. I mean, hell, we can have character. We can have different characters and take on the Batman role. Point is,
Thomas
just
Wayne versus
we're done with Bruce
Punisher.
Wayne.
I don't even know if that actually works, but screw it.
No, it does. It
Thomas
actually does.
Wayne-
It's very thematical.
I mean, there's also Punisher versus Judge Dredd is right over there, but
Thomas versus Frank is actually much better, even if Punisher does.
I mean, probably, but still. I mean, Punisher wins regardless, I think. But
well, yeah, he's younger, has more experience.
But yeah, yeah, no more Bruce. No more Bruce. I'm done with him. I'm sick and tired of Bruce Wayne. I'm sick of him I'm sick of him in Death Battle. I'm sick of him in general. I am so done with the character of Batman.
Yeah, it's like Death Battle. Ben, you don't need to try and match Bat in the Sun. Bat in the Sun uses Batman all the time. So like, don't do that. Although I will say this: props to them for bringing back the joke that they made popular in Batman vs. Black Panther, and that's Batman being a weebo.
Yeah, Batman's a weeb. Batman's a weeb.
Yes. Yes, also, too, I demand that somebody, whoever's in the comments, whoever watches this, Sean, Bill, Insane Yang, I don't care who, make an AMV loop of Bruce head bouncing to Bruce bouncing his head to Kimi no Dance Wa. That's what the song, by the way, that's what the song is called.
Yeah, that's what the song is called. That'd be funny.
Kimi no Dance Wa.
That's funny.
That's
yes.
I want that now.
either do that as a loop or make a Batman AMV with this song. I don't care, just do it.
That'd be so unfitting. That's great. Anyways, yeah, this is an episode I will always hold near and dear to my heart because it's Iron Man. I love Iron Man a lot. And he was done super well, and Batman was done super well, so, that's just kind of an added bonus.
Yay.
Also, probably doesn't... Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's probably good that they got this matchup done, because, it's a super big matchup. And I know it's it's Batman for a fourth time, I get it, but, I don't know, I feel like this is kind of a matchup that needed to happen.
It did. It's the battle of the billionaires, and in the end, I think that's good. Also, it doesn't help that I'm listening to Kimi no Dance Wa right now.
Okay.
Of course.
Good to know.
I can't help it. I'm away. Don't drink my sake.
Okay, moving swiftly onwards. We're in the top 5.
Oh boy, here we go. Okay, this is where we know y'all are gonna have opinions.
This is where things get really freaking tough.
Oh boy.
Bear in mind, we tried. It's our list.
It's so hard.
And what better way to start the top 5 than with the start?
Surrender, you shook. The power of the Force you have not.
I can try! All I need is the light!
Huh? Do or do not. There is no try.
What a shame. What happened?
Worry, do not. One with the Force, I am.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
Oh boy.
So this one got 19 points. Got number 9 on my list. I got number 6 on ZDogg's list, and number 4 on Richard's.
Yep. Me like this episode, I do.
This is a super, super good episode.
It's really good.
To sum it up, it is the best season premiere we have had since Dante versus Bayonetta.
In fact, I think enough time has passed for me to comfortably say I think I like this more than Dante versus Bayonetta, which I was not expecting.
Oh no, straight up, I do love this more than Dante versus Bayo.
I was not expecting to say this, but yeah, I think I like this more.
Yeah. Man, like, where do you start? Like,
well, I can start by once again giving Philip the credit where it's due.
Yes, this was his debut.
We're 3 episodes in, and he's crushed all of them.
Yeah, for real.
Yes, he has. I did like, as a huge Star Wars fan, and particularly with Yoda, Philip did a great job of mixing Frank Oz's Yoda performance and Tom Kane's Yoda performance. It's straight up like scary. I know. God bless you, Tom King. Miss you. But anyway, it was a great performance. The way he went back and forth between Episode 5 Yoda and prequel Yoda was so fucking good. And then there's
Yoda has character development in a fight.
Yoda does. Yes, he does. And I gotta give a shout out to Ben, because Ben is the one who has wanted this and thought of this. Ben straight up hated how Yoda was portrayed in the prequels. So in this fight, he made it apparent that when Yoda was, no pun intended, forced to fight Mickey the traditional way, he made it clear that he wanted Yoda to discard his lightsaber as a great transition to him using his powers.
Yep.
And God bless him for
and
that.
everything
Thank
after,
you.
like everything from that point onwards is just non-stop, like fantastical. Like it
is.
just goes off. And like
yes, it does.
The all the effects, the events that take place, the music. Oh my gosh, this music.
Oh God, so beautiful. Like the music itself is a character, and how could you not see yourself, or could you not see this being in a Kingdom Hearts game soundtrack? It's so good.
It is amazing. Yeah.
Oh God, and then just the tension, the fact that let's pause here for a minute. The fact that they made us feel tension for Mickey is
Mickey Mouse.
Insane.
That will never not be funny to me. Like no matter what this episode does, and no matter what it does well, I'm still just gonna find myself laughing like crazy because it's freaking Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Like everything this man says, it's supposed to be super epic and super awesome, but it's like I just can't help but laugh because it's Mickey Mouse.
Exactly, no, but they do a good job of it, and oh my God, Scott, he does a great job as Mickey, and just making us feel for Mickey too. Yeah, sorry, Keston Howard. Sorry.
Yeah.
I guess I got Scott mixed up with Philip Sacramento.
Okay.
Anyway, but yeah, Keston, he made us feel for Mickey. And the fact that
there was a moment
you wanted to root for him.
There's a moment in the fight where Mickey like almost contemplates giving up.
Yeah.
Like there's a moment where he's like, "Oh man," like because Yoda's like, "Oh, you need to surrender." I'm not doing a Yoda voice. Shut up. It's like,
surrender, you should. Power of the Force, you do not have.
Yeah, and like you can
there
you can look on Mickey's face. It's like, "Oh man, he's
right."
Concerned. Like. Maybe what if he's right though? What
if
I don't have the power to beat him?
but then I can try. All I need is the light. It's like, fuck yes.
Yeah.
Like, I literally shouted, yes, Mickey, yes, you do. It's like, and oh god, and the death, it's the climax, the build,
The entire climax,
payoff.
the music that plays, that shot of Mickey like powering through all of the different like light effects, coupled with the music in the background, it's like, oh my gosh, it's like, man, they really wanted to be as cinematic as possible with this, and I think they absolutely crushed it.
They and it's funny you mentioned the expressions on Mickey's face, because this was the final episode animated by the Triple D team, and what a great way for them to go out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it was the last fight for them to do in Source Filmmaker, before they would all transition into Blender, with the exception of Devil.
Good riddance to that software, by the way.
Devil Artemis will always continue to use Source Filmmaker because, it's literally like breathing. He can just do it.
Kind of his thing.
Yes. He's kind of a filmmaker. He's kind of an animator himself. Okay, I'm sorry.
That was good. I like that.
Thank you. Thank you. Trademark. But yeah, no. Oh god, I couldn't tell if there was any jankiness.
There was with Yoda's coat.
Yes.
Yoda's coat was a little weird.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's the model that
I know.
Like, I think it was.
I know it is. There's just some there's jank you just can't avoid, and that's part of it. Like, that's just SF in general. Like, all of their fights have jankiness to them, whether they're like really good or really not good. That's just kind of par for the course.
But I will say this, and I never thought I could within the short amount of time they've all had on Death Battle, and they've come so far in that time. I would have to say that this is hands down. It is their ultimate magnum opus. It is the best fight they've done, and I put that over. I've comfortably put this over Ganon versus Dracula and Kenobi versus Kakashi, and I love those fights. But this is
this one blows them out of the water.
For sure.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, those two fights are great, but this one's better, and that's not a competition.
No, yes, and it's everything a season premiere from Death Battle should be, and it sucks that, and again, we had come off for some pretty major low points in the season premieres after Bayonetta versus Dante, but finally we made it back, and that kind of puts a lot of pressure on Season 9, because I don't think Season 9 is going to be able to top this.
Oh, it won't, but I'm sure they'll give us a good starting point.
Yep.
Yeah, but... man, it's like, yeah. What else do we say? It's like, this fight it's a masterpiece from beginning to end.
It's so good, man. Just... Yeah.
Although, as much as we could rave on this fight, I think ZDogg really would like me to move on right now.
Here we go.
You know exactly where this is going.
Absolutely.
Well, I've been waiting for this.
So have I. I needed a reason to talk about this fight again. Because number four is the edgy fight.
Scissor blade! Alumni mode! Sayonara, dipshit!
Shut up! Chaos Blast. I'm the coolest.
Go on.
Yes.
Yeah. Man, I think these two, and everyone can tell you, this is easily the one I was most excited for all season, and man, it was good.
And it's the second episode.
Man, it's second episode. Okay, so I put this at number 5. ZDogg put this at number 3. And Richard put this at I almost lost it, number 7. So Richard, you have some explaining to do.
I put it I said ZDogg was gonna be happy but not happy at the same time.
I will accept that.
Okay, good, very good. As long as I'm okay, good. Yeah, number 7. Okay, so I put it at number 7. Originally, I put this a little bit. I put this I believe it made the top 3 for me in my first half ranking video I did, but I think as time has gone on, I'm sorry, Poe versus Iron Fist and another 2D sprite and 2 more 2D sprite fights, they were just better. That's really what it comes down to. Because I love Shadow. I've always loved Shadow the Hedgehog. I think he's a very good character that doesn't get a lot of attention. But depending on a certain community of furries, then he does get attention. But either way, I'm not a fan of Ryuko, not because I don't like her character. It's just because I never got into Akame, not
Kill la Kill.
I'm sorry. Kill la Kill. Thank you. I get those two.
It's okay. It's okay. They're easy to mix up.
I could never. Yeah, because again, I never could get into Kill la Kill. However, maybe that'll change very soon. Because Ryuko's character seems like it's right up my alley. But yeah, no. I with all that being said, there's only one tiny problem with this fight, and it is something ZDogg has admitted to in the past.
Well, before we get to your problem, I'm just gonna do something real unique, real quick. Future editing me, can you play a sample of Chaos Unraveled real quick? All right, thanks.
That was an awesome. Thank you, future Brobuscus. He'll respond to me later. Anyway,
yeah, he will.
The big problem I have that even ZDogg has admitted, the death was very, very weak sauce.
And the death was, I mean, it wasn't. It's not really the worst this season, I'd argue, but
I feel like it has a sense of catharsis to it.
Oh, it absolutely does. Just the fact that he
finally got the Chaos Blast out. After being cut from it twice.
Okay, that I understood. I get why, but okay, let me explain where I'm coming from. I like gruesome deaths. You're talking to somebody who when he was an infant was first exposed to Mortal Kombat and
saw so you're a messed up person. Got it.
Yes, I like gratuitous death scenes, and what I wanted was to see Shadow.
Yeah, first step is admitting it.
The first step is admitting it. Yes, that's what they tell me in group. But I wanted to see something epic from Shadow to kind of kick off. I didn't want to see another explosion death. I'm tired of explosion deaths, especially since I give Yoda versus King Mickey a pass because it managed to have good build-up and everything surrounding it was pretty damn good. But I just don't like it. And my preference would have been Shadow just in his super form, just speed kicking Ryuko's body so hard he cleaves her head off, and it just flies out like a football reaching a goalpost. That would have been that, or just have him. Here's a callback, or as a callback to Mario vs. Sonic 1, just have him spin dash on her body and just see her body rip and tear into various pieces.
I'm just gonna point this out. I understand though. I obviously like people are probably gonna understand it because it's Kill la Kill. That's a very violent show. But ZDogg just failed. Okay.
Okay.
Misclicked.
All right, fine. But just know, Richard. Ryuko's like what, 17? So, so just know that if this wasn't Kill la Kill, this would sound really bad out of context.
I completely understand that.
Okay, just thought I would make sure that's clear.
Feel free to use that out of context moment, anybody, please.
Sean's probably already on it.
Oh, I know he's on it. Anyway, okay, but no. Aside from all that, I just wanted to forecast, and everything in this is where ZDogg and Brobuscus can all of us can just tag in together. Everything in this episode is good.
Yeah, I mean, I won't lie. There are a few more problems I have since I watched it. Most notably is how Ryuko was characterized. Like, I was fine with it. I was fine with it at first, but like the more I thought about it, it's a bit.
I'm a little more lenient on it.
I mean, I don't know. It just could just because I like Ryuko and Senketsu's thing in Kill la Kill.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
That's
just
fair, but like
it doesn't feel right. Like I can understand it in like some parts, but like it does feel a little odd considering all she's been through with Senketsu to not respect her a little bit more.
I mean, on one hand that's fair, but on the other hand, I feel like people are being are over exaggerating how Ryuko was portrayed. Because like people are like, oh man, she was such a total meanie in this fight. I'm like, you have watched Kill la Kill, right?
I mean, yeah, she is a bit of a she is a bit harsh, I guess. Well,
she was harsh to Senketsu once, and that's because he gave like the worst advice ever. It's like, oh man, he's anticipating you. You should anticipate him instead. I'm like,
no,
really?
No.
So like every fight ever.
Yeah.
Great advice there, buddy.
I mean, I do have a little more problem with it, but like it's nowhere near deal breaker. But man, it could just be because of bias. Because I know I've seen a lot of people rank this fight super low, and I just love this one so much, man. Like I know, and in fact, I'm pretty sure that you two are probably surprised that it's not number one, but we'll get to that.
Oh no, I'm not surprised. I'm more surprised that you rank this higher than your number 2, but we'll get to that later.
Oh yeah, we will. It's just there's so many cool moments. I love the freaking transformation. I love the gun scene is hilarious.
Yeah, Shadow just pulls out a gun and is like, this is stupid. Just throws it away.
Yeah, it's just, man, the voice actors were pretty. I really like the voice actors. Just the Shadow using the sword. The face.
Yeah, Shadow used a lot of abilities here that he wouldn't use in any other fight. Like shields, the sword. He spams the Chaos Spear, and I know that's a very iconic move of his, but I've seen very few sprite animations use it as often as this one did.
Yeah.
Also, I didn't notice this, but this is the only Shadow episode, and there's 3 of them, where he actually uses the freaking spin dash.
Yeah, I know. With his sword in conjunction, by the way.
Why did you point that out to me, man? But yeah,
this is the only look back at Vegeta versus Vegeta and Mewtwo. He doesn't use the spin dash at all in those fights. He curls up into a ball against Mewtwo, and that's it. And it was done to avoid a reflected attack, and that's it. This one, he actually uses the spin dash as an attack. I'm like, I didn't notice this until I went back and rewatched those other 2 episodes. I'm like, wait, he doesn't use the spin dash. Wait, he doesn't use the spin dash.
Yeah.
And then I look back at this fight. I'm like, okay, all's right in the world. And then yeah, like just being a huge Shadow fan, like having him like respond to Ryuko saying sayonara and then finally letting off the Chaos Blast,
yeah.
like that is
I mean, even-
so cathartic. I love it.
I will admit, even if I was rooting for Ryuko, it did nothing. I will admit, just hearing Shadow say that, it is a bit cathartic, honestly, considering all he's been through.
And then I love the way they did it because it makes sense both in the context of Death Battle because both Vegeta and Mewtwo have said sayonara.
Yeah.
It's a reference to Sonic. I think it's Sonic Adventure 2. Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic X. I think both Sonic and Maria say sayonara to Shadow. And it also like it's a response to what Ryuko. It's as a response to Ryuko because Ryuko's bugging him the entire fight. So like they just mesh it in a way that's so perfect, and I love it.
Absolutely, yeah.
I also love the Faker. I know people were so expecting, like, wow, what a ripoff. But I'm like,
but I think this one works better. Honestly,
yeah, this works better.
It does.
Like it's a clever use of a really cool reference. One of the funniest scenes of Sonic Adventure 2, and all for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah.
I guess if there's one thing I can complain about in this one, is that I kind of wish there was a bit more back and forth banter between the two. Shadow doesn't really respond to most of anything Ryuko says, and it's a little disappointing, but I can live with it, I suppose.
No, that's fair. I got you.
But anyways, yeah. And then on top of that, just this track, this freaking track, like this freaking track.
This freaking track. Do I need more? Have I made it clear over the past few everything? Yeah, it's really good. Probably it is still probably my favorite, although I will say another one has competition, but we'll get to that. It's so badass, and I just love it. I think that's just how I describe this entire episode. I mean, yeah, there are stuff I could complain about, like they didn't say Mako's name. Anyway. And I mean, even being serious, it's kind of weird that they didn't mention Satsuki or anyone else. But okay. But
to be fair, Satsuki probably would have been like this massive spoiler for people who haven't seen Kill la Kill, and that's such a good twist.
That is true. That's fair. But yeah.
Mako's unforgivable though, and I'm not even as invested in her as you are.
No, whatever. We're gonna get Mako Chien. But no,
Mako gets punted into space.
That's at least really funny. I know there's probably going to be a lot of disagreements on this, but like I am absolutely adore this episode, and I probably will for a long time. I'm glad this is the episode that introduced Kill la Kill, and I hope that there's a bunch of more episodes because of it. Please.
Yeah.
I swear. Yeah.
It also gave us justice for Shadow, so that's always nice.
That's good.
Here.
That's good.
It's 3 episodes, and only one of them is actually good, and that's depressing.
Yeah. Well, don't worry, Kill la Kill will have the same streak, unfortunately. Even more. Whatever. I'm not salty. You're salty anyway.
All right, next
Shall we
one.
move on?
Yes, let's
Top
move on.
3.
Top 3. And we start off with another tie, which is funny.
Oh wow.
And man, I was hoping that this one would be number 2 instead, but I will live, I guess.
Hey, top 3. Number 3 is not bad.
Top 3 is nothing to sneeze at.
Absolutely not. But wow.
But man, I was so hoping this would at least be number 2 because I know the other episode that this had competition with. We'll get to that.
I mean, it's technically number 2. You want to disregard the whole thing?
No.
Whatever.
Anyways,
Whatever.
Like I said, this was number 1 on my list. This was number 4 on ZDogg's list, and number 5 on Richard's list.
Ow.
Oh.
All total of 10 points.
Wow.
10 points to JoJo's Redemption. Because this fight rocks.
This is absolutely
rocks
holy
hard.
crap.
Holy crap.
Good.
This episode is so good.
Yeah. Man.
I'm so upset this is only number 3. Dang. I know it's like, I know, whatever. It's stupid. It's fine. But anyways, yeah. You could tell where Liam had his passion been put in.
Oh, yeah, for real.
He's been
Man.
wanting this fight for years, and not only does he get to write it, but he also gets to freaking direct it. Like, he gets to make the episode he's been wanting for so long. And he does it
awesome.
so well. Like, I cannot stop watching this fight. It's so amazing.
I couldn't stop watching it either. Like,
Yeah.
only complaint I had with it was I wasn't feeling the death, but other than that, everything else.
It's more the overall climax than the actual killing blow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's definitely what they were more going for, just a better climax in general.
Yeah, no, but other than that, I don't really have. I was only invested in Alucard because I like Alucard. By the way, want to get this out of the way. It was so cool that they brought Taka back one more time.
It was, yeah, that was cool.
Right.
That was cool, and they portrayed him in they did it in a way that's like, they didn't want to go with like abridged Alucard. They just wanted to get his voice actor.
Yeah, no, it was more of a it was his abridged voice actor playing the official adaptation, and I like that.
But that said, so Curtis is great. No disagreement there. But Tom Shulk absolutely stole the show.
He 100%.
Holy crap! Like,
I didn't know he had her name.
Somebody who's not that big of a JoJo fan, Tom absolutely killed it, delivered it. He was the MVP of this episode, and you can't take that fucking away from him.
Absolutely, my God.
Yeah, Tom is a better. I actually enjoyed Tom's performance more than Curtis's, and that is high praise.
Yeah, no, it is, and it definitely made us want to see. I mean, he would come back to voice the Kool-Aid Man, but it makes us want to see Tom more in Death Battle. And
yeah, because this dude's range is ridiculous. Like,
he legit gives him.
Dude, I thought Nicholas Andrew Louis had range. Holy crap, this guy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, you won't. You all need to look up Tom Shulk's personal YouTube channel. He does some fantastic shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to see more of this guy. And yeah, no, that's good. The soundtrack, not my personal favorite, but it still fits with
epic.
Everything that goes
it's really
on.
It's really atmospheric.
It's really atmospheric.
And it's really
cool.
No.
And oh god, the animation. This
the best blend of 2D sprites on a 3D background.
Yeah, no, for real. I think if you this episode has the perfect pace. Well, it has one of the best perfect paces. And it's not too fast. It's not too slow. It just goes along steadily. And I must just give all the praises to the animation department because everything, aside from an odd-looking shot of Alucard at the end, it was just good. It was really fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
I haven't finished Hellsing Abridged yet. I just kind of stopped watching it at one point and never got back to it. Although now I own it on DVD, so now I have no excuse.
Yeah.
But I'm watching this fight as I'm watching Hellsing Ultimate. I'm like, this is perfect. This is exactly how Alucard is. Obviously, like the real vampire line, that's obviously an abridged thing. Like that's whatever. That was one time. It was one line. It was one line, and it was an obvious reference, and it works in the context of the fight because Dio isn't a real vampire.
And it's cool.
Cool. So like whatever. Like that's like the one abridged. I'm really happy they didn't just go like, all right, full on abridged, let's go. I'm really happy they didn't because like canon Alucard is an absolute monster. Like if you have the time and you like if you have the time and you don't want to watch like the full Hellsing Ultimate, but why would you not want to watch the full Hellsing Ultimate? At the very least, look up the scene of him fighting Luke Valentine. That scene, he just absolutely scares the crap out of this guy. Like, like this man is on the ground. He's right at the staircase. He has lost his legs, and he knows like he is about to die. And there's just this like mist of like there's just like this mist behind him that was once a quote unquote person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just like the music, as well as like Crispin Freeman's performance. Crispin Freeman absolutely needs an award. Like it is terrifying, and I love it.
Oh boy.
And it leads, and it's also that scene with the I'm a dog, then you're dog food.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love it. I was in this fight for Dio, but then I watched Hellsing Ultimate, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want this so bad. I want this to be like perfect, and they made it perfect.
Wow, that's good. Yeah, it just even someone who like hasn't really seen much Hellsing, it just this fight is so gothic. I guess it really makes Alucard seem like a freaking badass, and I think that's just perfect.
Yeah. And then obviously like that's obviously no like obviously Dio is insane as well.
Obviously.
I have to. I don't know if I mentioned this when we talked about it before, but I have to give credit to the sound design, particularly the time stop, because they totally could have just been like, all right, just reuse the time stop effect from JoJo's, and it would have worked. It would have been fine, but they instead make this like massive like boom out of it. Like it is loud and it is nuts, and I love it. I love what they did with it, and then they did it again before the final clash.
I
love it. I just love it.
It's great. It's such a great episode, and I'm very happy that we made it to near perfection, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we have two more.
Sure.
So number 2, the one that tied with Dio versus Alucard.
How truly foolish. Sorry, was that important? fun.
Oh man,
So close.
so close. Man, okay. Well, first I'll say where we ranked it
Yeah,
before I start gushing even more.
Yeah, number 6 on mine, and then number 2 on on the other two lists.
Wow.
Wow, me and ZDogg both. Yep, I can see that.
Holy crap! Yeah, I just.
Okay,
Man,
so
ZDogg,
like. Okay, this episode's fantastic. I'm not like trying to.
1,000%.
I don't want anything I'm about to say to say otherwise, but ZDogg, please explain to me how this ranked higher for you than Shadow vs Ryuko.
Oh gosh, I'm so close. Man,
because I'm not complaining, but I'm genuinely confused.
Yeah, I honestly thought. I'll be honest. When I honestly thought Shadow vs Ryuko would stay above it for a while, but man, I just love this one a lot. It's so chaotic and shit insane. There's no other way to put it. It's so good. I freaking love everything. It does so much right. I mean, yeah, the Goku Black analysis isn't that good, but it made Thawne makes up for it. And freaking,
I don't hate Goku Black's analysis as much as a lot of other people do.
Oh no, I don't either. But it compared to Thawne's, I will admit it is.
Okay, yeah, sure. Compared to Thawne's, yeah, sure. But
yeah, but man,
no.
I know what people complain about with Goku Black's analysis, but I'm like, I don't know. And I explained it. And I explained this in the last episode, so I'm not going to here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I mean, just sorry.
No. I was just gonna give a quick summary. This episode made it this high up for me because it's everything I could have wanted in every aspect, aside from the Goku Black analysis. Everything, and I mean everything, is perfect. Like the voice acting,
yeah, dude,
the
voice
animation
are nuts.
Like the sound. Well, okay, maybe the soundtrack is not my cup of tea. Ha 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 ha. But
okay,
I still fucking love this episode, and by God, man, thank you for having it be in this season death battle, because the fact that I said it before, I think this should have been the return to the second half of season 8. It was that damn good.
Yeah.
It's definitely a really good episode. Like don't let the fact that I put this at number 6 detract from that. Like
absolutely.
It is
like
genuinely really good.
This competition was steep, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
dude,
I guess
the voice performances are nuts.
The voice performances are good. There's so much there's all the accent I freaking love, and how their powers contrast from each other.
Yeah.
And just freaking, man, I freaking adore just the Quicksilver scene. The fact that they brought him back.
That was great.
Like, that was freaking amazing, and that also is why it's a legacy match all along. Haha. But it's freaking. There's just freaking the death is so freaking brutal. I don't think there's gonna be much complaint that it's the best one of the season. And
oh yeah, no.
Sure. If we were ranking death, it would be
this
number 1.
This would be number 1.
Yeah,
for sure.
And Sarge, and get that Sarge clip ready, because man, Reverse Rose is so good, and I honestly don't know which is better between this and Chaos and Narwhal. I'm gonna be honest, I've loved both about equally.
Audible gas.
And
Sarge clip. Oh, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, just audible gas.
Quick correction, that is Surge.
Sorry.
Not Sarge. It's a different character. I know, it's confusing. Red vs. Blue 15 is confusing.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Also, holy shit, that oops, was that important? I fucking love Reverse Flash. I do. He was the highlight of this season, of this episode.
Made me like him so much, man. He's just so he's just such an asshole, and I love it.
He's a lovable. He's the literal definition of a lovable asshole.
Yeah.
Oh,
my god.
I'm pretty sure I said this when we were talking about it before, but I want to give a shout out to Michael Kovac for delivering like probably the most powerful Kamehameha I've ever heard in my life.
Here. And also, I know he doesn't like it. I know he hates his art, and I can kind of, and people did kind of say it could have been better, and there were even people who did his shot better, which he loves, and he loved it so much. But I don't give a damn. I'm just gonna support my friend, because Mate can do it, so can I. But John Mitchell, you are awesome, dude. You're that shot of that the fact that people used his meat that was that important meme. The fact
dude, that animatic is insane.
They did. It's like he should feel proud of it because it was an awesome line delivery and the drawing just accompanied it so well.
Yeah.
That smug face. I just want to punch him so bad.
Also, ironically too, John Mitchell himself appeared in this episode as one of the people that was killed by Black.
He just
so sad.
Dies.
So sad.
Which is ironic.
Gosh.
Now that I think about it.
Also,
Black
one of his OCs
killed a black man.
Also, one of his OCs. Okay, wow, that's gonna sound really bad.
Well, it's okay. Black. It's okay. Like we can give Goku Black a pass because he has the word black in his name.
Okay,
so
fine,
technically,
sure,
he's not a racist.
Whatever. It's fine. It's whatever. I don't want this to continue anymore. What was I gonna say? I actually told. One of his OCs shows up too.
Yes.
Although I'm still gonna call it a young Doc Brown. Just saying. I'm still gonna call it a young.
Fair enough.
I know it's an OC. I get it and I respect it, but I'm still gonna call it a young Doc Brown because it fits the fight so well.
Yeah.
And then just the fact they got Valentine to play Thawne, like after he did that really stupid meme.
E-Berry.
It was so good in there, oh man. It's
I listened to that, like that meme is not my humor. It's so not my humor. But I listened to it and I'm like, like this guy did a meme, but I genuinely think he would make a pretty good Reverse Flash. And lo and behold, he is a fantastic Reverse Flash.
Yeah. My gosh.
And then Reverse Rose. It's not my favorite, but I still love it.
Understandable. Just man, I guess just in general, it's just another case of an episode I did not expect to love as much as I did. It just even more. Because man, I was looking forward to this episode, but man, they
went hard.
I just can't stop going back to it. I go back to it so often just because of so many great moments.
It is now currently the highest for now. It is the highest viewed episode of season 8 at 2.6 million.
Hey, for good reason.
Yeah, that's honestly not surprising. Although I do want to say on the topic of Reverse Rose, I didn't mention this because this matchup got a commission track. I never brought it up with the commissioners, but I want to bring it up here in case they're watching it. In case they're watching this, because Max brought this up with Nate for Blake vs Mikasa. But if I believe it was Vampire Nevermore and Mal. So like if those two are watching this, just know that your commission track helped contribute to make this episode better.
Thank you.
I hope you guys feel happy about that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, It is. This episode, the fact that this episode for us came close to number one, I think it just speaks volumes.
Yeah, just, man, I mean, I'll be honest, it is a tight race. No, I guess it's not a pun, whatever.
That's kind of a pun.
Kind of, but I feel like this is gonna flip flop places with Ryuko Shadow a lot. It's just right now, I think there's barely edges out for me, and that's just really impressive, man.
Yeah, no,
I love it so much.
As do I. And well, bad news is it's now Dragon Ball is now back on a losing streak. Whether that's going to be a domino effect going into season 9.
They've been in desperate need of an L for a long time, so I'm not too bothered by it.
Yeah, no, I get you. Also, too, kind of funny how even how a Goku has lost to both a Superman and a Fast Man
and a Flash,
and a Flash
because of course he is.
Of course. Plus, like, does anybody like? I'm sure Goku Black has his fans, but does anybody really care about him? But does anybody care about him that much to?
Yes.
To like, be like, oh man, he's the one that ends the losing streak, and it gets reverse Flash.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
Guess.
Although that's a topic for another day.
I guess so. Because now we have the number one, and if you guys are masters at the process of elimination, you probably know where this is going. Okay, scratch that. You 100% know where this is going. With 4 points, making it on number 2 on my list and number 1 on the other 2 lists.
Gosh.
Can this be? My heart's beating so fast. My muscles ache. I can feel them again.
That's all I can stand, 'cause I can't stand no more.
I never thought it would happen. A serious fight. I found it! Thank you, weird spinach mascot.
He took a big gamble, but now he is scrambled. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man.
Wow.
These fights talked a big scramble, but now they are gamble. It's Popeye versus Saitama.
You tried to make it work.
I did.
You tried.
I tried.
I appreciate the effort.
Thank you, but yeah, no. Oh God. Yep, that's right. We put this. This is the end of the season 8 ranking.
We end this ranking with the end of the season. Okay.
Yep.
How appropriate.
How appropriate.
Yeah.
Man.
This was a tough one.
Yeah, it was really
like
tough.
The top three for me were like the toughest ones to decide.
Yes, agreed.
And I'm sure it's gonna like flip flop and like to different directions.
100%.
As it goes on, like, because you have this fight, which is just an absolute spectacle. You have DIO versus Alucard, which is passion incarnate. And then you have Batman versus Iron Man. This is my list. And then you have Batman versus Iron Man, which is such a super personal fight for me. Like those are all very like different reasons to put an episode at number 1. So like, I'm 100% gonna be like, do I actually prefer like? For me, it was mostly comparing this to Batman vs Iron Man because I kind of thought I would rank DIO vs Alucard pretty high. But I'm like, oh man, because this fight is objectively way better. There's no debate about that.
No, yeah, in almost every aspect, it's better.
But it's like I'm just so attached to this fight that I don't want to rank an episode higher. But lo and behold, here we are.
Yep, lo and behold. Okay, I'm gonna be laying all my cards down. This was hard. This is really hard. I can't express because my top three were Poe versus Iron Fist, Black versus Reverse Flash, and Saitama versus Popeye. All of these fights mean something to me in one way or the other. Poe versus Iron Fist, it was finally the chance to see Poe get into Death Battle after wanting him in for so long in animated film characters in general. And Black versus Reverse Flash was just seeing two egotistical villains who hate their protagonists for two completely different funny reasons. Like one because he got embarrassed by him in a fight, and the other one because he wanted to be his sidekick. And then there's this. It was my most requested fight of the season, and it's because Popeye means a lot to me because he was my first cartoon character that I got introduced to, and he was kind of my first superhero. Like I put this guy next to Batman and Superman. That is how much I fucking love him. And in the end, I chose this.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I guess I should go into my top three as well since you guys did it. I mean,
they can see the list on screen. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Just man, while I love the Ryuko Shadow and Eobard Thon, Zamasu Thon, it just I think I don't know what it is about this one that just barely edges it out. It's a lot of fun, honestly. Just a fun episode to just to watch overall. And man, there's so much passion and care put into it, and freaking that ending is so good.
Yeah, the ending is what makes it for me. That and the voice performances, like Ryan and Liam did such an amazing job.
For real.
Ryan actually sounds like a lot closer to Max Middleman than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Like I heard his voice and I'm like, holy crap. That is so close to how Saitama actually sounds. Like Liam kind of tempered my expectations for Popeye a little bit because he said like his voice for Popeye is basically his voice for Palpatine but with an accent.
That's not a sentence I was expecting, but okay.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll just expect that, and you know, that's what we got. Even with that in mind, though, I still to this day can't. I could not tell you that's Liam.
Yeah.
Like I watched the episode of the Tales of Remnant that Liam voiced in. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's Liam. But I watched like stuff like this or the Palpatine Xehanort DBX. I'm like, that's Liam. Hello. And just the flip flopping between animation styles.
I love that so much.
That was so good. That freaking cursed Popeye model just never ceases to make me laugh.
Yeah.
so funny.
Mm-hmm.
The clash, the punch, the death punch,
the
and
kanji death,
the
spitting,
kanji, the spinach
freaking
punch. That was great.
Mhm.
That was all Devil Artemis's idea. Like all of that 3D stuff was Devil Artemis's idea. Like, cause like the script and the storyboards were all just like, all right, so Devil Artemis does his thing. Like there was no script for that.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was probably some like scripted. I'm pretty sure the dialogue was probably scripted, but everything else, the actual action was just like, all right, Devil Artemis does this.
Mm-hmm.
Devil Artemis, you fill in the blanks. It's like, okay.
Yeah. Gosh.
And then yeah, that ending is like my favorite scene, like the entire season.
It's so well done, man. Just all of it.
Yeah. I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, well, my gosh, you didn't rank this at number 1." I'm like, look, listen here, listen here, you. This was tough, okay?
Oh yeah, this holy crap.
Also, just a random thing, like that scene of Popeye, like he walks through a perfectly fine door, closes it, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's a wall toppled down, yoink! Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
It is so good. So.
Yeah. Perfect way to wrap up this ranking.
Absolutely, and perfect way to wrap up the season.
Yeah, cheers for the season.
Yeah, I guess we should probably give a little eulogy, I think. I don't know, just final thoughts on the season. How do you think it compares to other ones? Well, I don't know.
This might be my favorite one.
Really?
It might be. It's competition right now is season 5. It's this or season 5.
Yeah. Yeah, this man, it's so hard. it's yeah, I could definitely agree with that.
I don't know, because season 5 like has a lot of episodes. I'm not gonna say much on it because I don't want to spoil a future video.
Of course.
Season 5 has just like has some episodes that like are just that important to me.
That's fair.
But like production wise, this season's way better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this might be my favorite one. It's a tough race, but this might be it.
It is absolutely a tough race. I mean, I don't know which one I prefer, honestly, or how I'd rank this among the other seasons. It's definitely high up there, though. I will say that much. So, like, maybe like top. I don't know, because I feel like it's this season 5 and season 6 for me.
Oh yeah, season 6, yeah.
Because I'm not sure which one I 100% prefer yet. Could just be because this season is so new. Yeah. But man, just it is still overall a great season and a really good one to celebrate 100 years. 100 years? 10 years.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, okay.
I know. It's almost 3:00. I think Richards fell asleep. I think he actually fell asleep. I was joking.
Whatever.
A bit of a random thing. I want to give a shout out to us for actually making it, for this being the first season we make it through the entire podcast with. Oh, Richard's awake.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. What happened? Who? What? Where?
Okay. Legit, I thought you
all
fell
right.
asleep.
No. I had to go get dinner.
Okay.
Yes,
we're
but I
we're
did
basi-
hear everything you guys were saying.
Okay.
I just managed to have the microphone to where you couldn't hear me getting dinner.
Okay. Yeah, we're basically just wrapping up here. I was saying,
Okay.
this is the first season we make it through the entire. We made it through the entire season without pausing at all.
True. We didn't skip an episode.
Oh wow.
Like we've done a podcast episode for every single episode this season, and we have never done that before.
Let's go. Improvement.
Hell yeah.
So I am super proud of us for that.
Let's go.
Yes, as am I. I just want to say that I know I didn't get to sum up my thoughts on Saitama versus Popeye, but I think at this point I don't need to. You can go watch our previous episode. You know, I mean, it made me cry. What more do you want? like
This episode got number one on Richard's list for that alone.
Yeah, no, it did. For the obvious reasons, you know, and I do just want to take a moment to say that recording with these two fellas right here was the highlight of my year, and this year, I'm gonna be moving out soon and living on my own for the rest of my life. So one of the things that I want to keep maintaining is recording with these two because, gosh darn it, you know, I love them. And doing this show is literally the highlight of the day for me. I could talk hours with these guys, and I'm very excited that, you know,
I can confirm he can
for the
do
future
that.
of BrobusCast.
Yeah.
You should definitely get a listen to what we talk about before we start recording. Because I can confirm we can go on for hours.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I've had conversations with somebody that's lasted from 8 p.m. all the way to 6 a.m. in the morning. So try me.
All right then. Yeah. Well, I guess I do want to say one last thing before we wrap up. I'm gonna get a little sentimental as well. Just I absolutely always, for the most part, enjoy recording these episodes with you guys, and I'm so thankful to know you guys, and along with, you know, the lads, Tank, Combo, and Sun, just everyone I know, but I'm just so glad that I have a little community that, you know, I can share my thoughts on this show, this dumb little show, and just have just a lot of fun with it. And I absolutely enjoy being a part of this, and I hope you guys share the same sentiment. I know.
We're forming teams. We're getting teams up in here.
That we are. Well, you know, and again, I also just I just do. I mean, we all mean it. We're all friends. We're a community, like ZDogg said. And the best part about continuing this show is that we get to express our thoughts on a show that's lasted 10 years and has affected us all in some ways that people legit look at us and they value what we say, our opinions. They ask us stuff, and the fact that they care about us means a lot. And that's why this show is more important than any of us could ever realize.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. yeah, I can't express how thankful I am that the show exists. Like, I don't know if I want to imagine how my life would be if I didn't know about this show. Because I picture it in my head and I'm like, man, that sounds incredibly boring. It's like I've made friends talking about this. I'm talking with a couple of them right now. Like I play games with someone who just became a researcher. Like, you don't just do that. Like,
No.
like, you don't just say, "Oh yeah, I play games with a death metal researcher," like on a whim. I don't. It doesn't feel right to me to be able to say that, but I can, and that's awesome. I've talked with so many great people. I've talked to so many bad people, to be fair, but I've talked with so many great people. I've seen. Oh, I've been introduced to a lot of really cool franchises because of it. And I get to make these types of videos. And I get to be in a community. I get to be like, I get to. I don't want to make it seem like I'm like in charge of something. But like I feel like I'm like leading a community almost. It's weird. But I'm in total love with it. So yeah, we are 100% continuing this on to next year. Nothing's gonna stop us.
Yeah,
as it shouldn't.
I hope to continue. I hope to continue this for a long while. Honestly, as long as we can.
As long as I am still breathing, as long as I'm still healthy, as long as I am still here, I will always continue this show with you guys, and I'll always continue loving Death Battle because, yeah, Brobuscus has brought up a good point. I can't imagine my life without it because, yeah, I've made friends with people. Half of the people I've become friends with are because of this show. Like, I became friends with with one of the main animators before he achieved this godhood of animation. I've become friends with the storyboarder. Some of the researchers know who I am. I've become friends with the majority of the voice actors who have been on the fucking show. And it's like, I don't want to ever stop talking about this because it's just so fun to talk about. And gosh darn it, I hope this show keeps going for another 10 years.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Here's to 10 more.
Yep.
All right. Now that we got our...
We should probably stop. I think I'm about to cry. Sorry.
Yeah, now that we got our sappiness out of the way, our 3 o'clock in the morning sappiness. Good lord.
I should probably go ahead and fall asleep for real now because unfortunately, it's been a long day for me, and I've got to get up for an even longer day because work.
Yeah, I feel that.
But yeah, no. I will see you guys for season 9, and I'm very excited. Just 2 more months until we find out how it begins.
Yep.
Here's hoping. We'll have our own prediction. Hopefully soon.
Hopefully, we'll see.
Which, by the way, yes, a bit of a teaser. That's the next episode. We're gonna be predicting season 9. There's gonna be some complications. We're sorting it out. But
yeah. We'll make it work.
We'll make it work. We'll get it to you. We're gonna get it to you before it premieres at least. So yeah, look forward to that. And then after that, we have episode 50. I hope you guys are looking forward to that.
You're here.
That's gonna we need to do like tests on that because that's gonna be we'll talk about it we'll talk about it later. But for now, I think this is the perfect time to wrap things up. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. What is your ranking of the season? Do you agree or disagree with us? Are you mad at us at all for ranking an episode higher than something else? I wouldn't be surprised. This season is massive.
Yeah.
And thank you, Death Battle. I don't know if anybody that works on the show is watching, but if they are, just thank you in general.
Thank you so much for everything.
And we will see you guys in the next episode. Bye, everybody.
Have a good one.
Bye.